Hello, it's Holly with Ivy Co-Creations, and today I'm working on a coast-to-coast collaboration for the month of November, and our story by Stacy Deck this month has blessings, song lyrics or poems, complementary color, and mixing old with new. I'm also using a scrap of sketch from their birthday celebration, day number 4. So I went through my scraps and I found a bunch of papers that were just 12 by 12 or just a little bit shorter, and I cut them into strips, basically. There are fishtail banners all the way around a square with mats and layers and stuff like that. Well, I decided that I was not going to do fishtail banners all the way around. What I was going to do was strips with fishtail endings and just do it that way, because my brain was not allowing me to mess with this. And I didn't want to mess up the symmetry. I wanted it to stay the same. And since I was going to stick the pieces all down anyway, I decided to just go with it and let it just be the way that it wanted to be. So I had this gorgeous piece of paper that had these florals that are embossed on top of it, but it has stripes, subtle stripes in the background. And I used that as my grid so that I could keep things straight, so that it would show up on both ends of my square. I wanted it to be random, but it ended up being a lot more symmetrical than I had planned. And somehow this always happens, probably because I don't ever use the same ones that I lay things out with. I ended up needing to use a skinnier piece. So I was like, wait, how is this working? Why is this not doing what I wanted it to do? I wanted that gap between all of the pieces just so that you could see the pattern paper still behind it. So I did have this one tiny strip of the plaid left over, and so I used that to fill in my space. And then I turned it and I ended up just laying the pieces over top to get the cross kind of look, right? And like I said, I was not going to sit here and cut all of these pieces out bit by bit to stick them behind a square, right? This was so much easier for me and less work, faster, and it stopped my brain from basically melting down because I was trying to math. And I did end up, like I said, having things a lot more symmetrical than I planned on, but it still looked random enough that once I got my main mat down, it turned out beautifully. I'm so happy with the way that this looked, and I love the colors. The plaid is actually a piece of packaging, I think, from 49th and Market. And yeah, so it's a great way to use it up. I used London Blue Dylusions ink spray and then Distress Oxide peacock feathers on top of this piece of wood veneer that I decided to use up for my cluster. So I don't have any photos on this layout in the video, just because these are photos of my son in the tub, and so I didn't want no naked babies on YouTube. So I added all the photos later, but I did leave space and mats for all of them, and I love the way that this turned out. I think it's the colors, really, that just make me so happy. I went with the circle theme for this just to kind of mimic bubbles. So I used a lot of circular ephemera and all of these fabulous self-adhesive brads by Simple Stories, and I love the way that this turned out. It looks fabulous. My clusters ended up in a diagonal instead of the visual triangle, just because I started in that bottom corner and that's where it ended up. Also, please excuse me being out of frame. I was doing this layout on a DSLR camera, and so every time I turned it on, it moved. And I've just now, almost a month later, gotten everything set up to where my videos will happen more frequently and have a bit of a better quality. So I added enamel dots and some of the clear sticker hearts just to finish off these sticker sheets. I wanted it to mimic bubbles or have that kind of effect. So I really like how it goes from one corner to the opposite corner. Please check out the description box below for everyone who's playing along with their Coast to Coast collaboration, as well as all the information on where to find Scrap-A-Sketch on Facebook. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I would love to hear from you.